Hi everybody, I'm Dave Kaufman. This episode is the continuance of our premiere episode in which two of the python hunters and Kevin McCurley invade Markus Jayne ball pythons in Toronto, Ontario. We're going to see a lot more ball python eye candy in this episode, so welcome to HerpersTV.
I'm a herper and I love it.
You know, being a Canadian breeder really isn't that difficult. I've never run into too many regulations saying that I can't keep snakes. For example, we live an hour and a half from Toronto, and the regulation there is you can have anything under 3 meters, which is a fairly large snake. So I've not encountered any problems that way. The real problem was bringing new genes and new morphs into the country, because you had to order from the US, they didn't exist in Canada. And in ordering them from the US, sometimes it took anywhere from 8 weeks to 6 months to get CITES paperwork. So you had to dole out a lot of money and be very patient and wait for your snakes. And I gotta say, some of the most exciting parts of my career were getting snakes from Greg Graziani and Pete Call and Nerd. And you know, when you get these boxes, it's like all of a sudden it's Christmas, and you open that box and you reach in, there's that bag, and you open that bag and you reach in and you feel that snake and you pull it out, and it was just incredible, you know, pulling out albinos and piebalds and caramel albinos. It was just so exciting, and it still is. Okay, this is a real cool snake. I was telling you about the Javapide. This is my Javapide, okay? Now check that out. That is from a Java gene. It's something I just found floating around my collection. I bred it to piebald. I almost thought it was a mystic or something like that, and it popped out. Half the babies looked like mom, and so what I did is I bred one of her sons, which was a hetpied, back to her. She's also a hetpied, and I produced these.
Is there a super?
No, not that I know of at this point.
Okay.
This is only the second year that I've produced them. But my whole plan with these is to cross them into lavender albinos and regular albinos. I can show you an actual Java. Here, hold that right for a second. Just throw that back up there. That's a Java.
Pattern-wise,
Yeah.
that right there looks like when they crossed a leopard to a desert. Not the color at all,
Yeah.
but the pattern looks very similar to that.
People, they've said to me, you know, well, you're in this, you know, because for the money you want to sell $10,000 snake. Seriously, yes, I've sold snakes for that. But my whole business model has never been to make $10,000 snakes and sell them. My business model has been to make 1,000 snakes and sell them for $200 each, consistently. Okay, right across the board. If I can get them out at the wholesales, that's $200,000 a year. It costs about $95,000 a year to run this operation.
Right.
I can retire on that, and I'm happy. But there's no way you're ever going to produce 1,000 snakes that are just worth $200.
Right.
You're always going to have that higher end. So what you want to do is create those snakes that are going to pay for your bottom line. You're covered, and it's those expensive snakes that are your gravy.
What's your ambient temperature in here?
Most of the time, 82 is my
And
favorite.
what's your heat, your hot spot base?
It's set that it'll be about 90, but they like 88. I find 82, 88 are the magic numbers, because I'll temp gun a lot during the breeding season. I'll temp gun them at the front, I'll temp gun them wherever. And
That doesn't surprise you guys that he does that a lot, does it?
No. I went through a whole thing.
I even have a holster.
About I paid really close attention to ovulation temperatures, and I just came in and I was constantly making notes because I wanted to get that thing dialed in, and I was writing sitting at this temperature, when she ovulated and stuff like that, and I went back to see what my success was, you know, the quality of the eggs and if they're fertile or not. So yeah, and Mark and I were right on the same line. Okay, one thing.
Yeah.
What is your cool down temperature to?
It can go as low as 78 degrees in here.
Okay. So basically, because 76, 78 seems to be the
Yes.
that magic thing, that little dip and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's key triggering
See, I don't go below 80.
because you don't do the belly heat. So the way it quantifies in the animals, your animals don't get to experience that intense heat.
Right.
So you just get this, and your animals are totally conditioned to that. So just that slight little drop is enough to do it.
What I do, well, my ambient temperature during the warm season is 85 to 88 in the room.
Yeah.
The whole room. And then during my winter season, I'll drop my temperature down to 82 to 85.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because with the belly heat, which I'm traditionally never used belly heat because all the racks I made had vertical heat, so they'd be pressing themselves up against the back to get to the heat. Here, you can really tell when it's you know, like 92 degrees, they're edging their way forward to get to that magic 88. So regardless of where they are after they've ovulated, they're gonna find that 88 happy temperature.
Right.
All right, so this is the hatchling room. Every room is dedicated to, you know, I've got my hatchling room, I've got my adult room. I don't mix my hatchlings with my adults or anything like that, and pardon the mess because we just got back from a show. So this is my first albino pied ever, hatched out, well, I think on Thursday, just before the show, so I was pretty excited. It was double het to double het breeding. Had 6 eggs, beat the odds. Very excited. This is my sex-linked snake.
Well, that's called a female maker, Mark.
That is a female maker, yeah.
Yeah.
That is the banana Enchi spider. Kevin, you keep on making up stories about the sex-linked things.
Yes. I have nothing better to do with my life.
So tell us about the sex-linked deal.
Okay,
please.
so this is a banana, so it's a banana spider, Enchi, and this is produced by a female. So therefore, the theory is this.
Female banana.
The female banana now just produces both equally, both males and females in the same litter, that are visual coral, or bananas, coral glows, whatever, and normals and whatnot.
Right.
Okay, so this male that was produced from a female, when that grows up, this is called a female maker.
Right on.
So in theory, and I don't know what the exact figure is, 95% of the offspring that this animal will produce is going to be females. So the visual bananas in that clutch are going to be females.
Okay.
The non-visuals are going to be males. It's amazing. You just go sex all those. It's like girl, girl, and then males. But occasionally you get the occasional male in there, and that male is called a male maker. When he grows up to breed, he'll do the same kind of breeding, but instead of producing predominantly all girls, he's going to produce predominantly all males. And occasionally, he's going to throw a female. And the same thing, when we start sexing out those babies, we get all these males, and then you sex out the normals, and they're girls.
Here's
It's
the question: when you make a super coral glow male,
which we did.
what's
You
it going
did.
to be? Is it going to give you 50-50s because you got a male and a female in the clutch?
I don't know. We don't
haven't
we
done it.
don't
The
know.
other thing too, though, is this is still theory from the data that you have.
And there's a lot of data.
All right. Check this out. This is
Oh yeah.
a Firefly to Enchi clutch. And I mean, just an Enchi male. I have so many multi-gene males, but in this situation, sometimes it's nice just to use
Go back to
a
the original.
single gene male to a double gene female because you know your odds are way better at hitting what you want. What I find about fireflies is they're nice when they come out of the egg, but they're not this nice. This looks like what a firefly looks like after 5 sheds. And the same thing with
what's that gonna
Enchis.
look like
Oh,
after 5
exactly.
sheds?
I mean, you look at Enchis when they come out of the egg. They don't look anything like they do when they get older. So this is going to be an insane animal. This is one of my favorite ghost combos. The Mojave. Yeah. There's so much contrast.
That's what I think, throwing it into something dark, which is, and Kevin will hate this because I threw the pastel in there, but I've got pastel leopard's het for ghost.
No, but I think that's great because I
Take it
think
all.
the leopard is going to throw
'Cause the
like a
leopard
total
darkens it
curve.
up, yeah.
Total curveball, absolutely.
One of my most recent accomplishments is producing an albino pied, and I believe that's the first one in Canada as well. It's one I've been trying to produce for 3 years. A very good friend of mine just produced a piebald lavender albino, which was absolutely fantastic. So it never ends, and that's the thing about breeding ball pythons. It always gives you something to look forward to. You know, people come to me and say, you know, what's the secret to having a happy life? I say, put something in your path that you look forward to, whether it's a vacation, whether it's going out for a nice dinner, whether it's drinking a nice bottle of wine, whatever you're into, put something in your path. Ball pythons do that. You never know what you're going to hatch out, and with what we're working with today, every time you go down in that incubator to see what's sticking its head out of that egg, it just presents a whole new thing to look forward to.
What's your opinion? When it comes to banana ball pythons, what are your thoughts on the sex-linked gene theory? Comment below and share your opinion. Jane and Mark truly have a world-class facility. They truly are pioneers in herpetoculture. Until next time, you've been watching HerpersTV. We will see you here the first and third Monday of every month. If you like the episode you just saw, you'll love the original Herpers DVD series. Each of the 3 90-minute award-winning movies features every aspect of being a Herper. For more information and to pick up the Herpers trilogy on DVD, visit ophusentertainment.com.